Yup, that's me. And you're probably wondering, how did I get myself in this situation? And what does AI have anything to do with it? Well, to explain that, I gotta go back to the beginning. All right, so the year is 2021. COVID's going on, right? I'm working my corporate job from home, working remote. So I had tons of time on my hands, right? And a buddy of mine and I started the website called The Lawn Review. And it was going pretty well. We were making several dollars a day. But I remember sitting and writing an article around Christmas time. And I was watching a Michael Bublé Christmas special and wrote this article about some tools. I absolutely took off for some reason. It totally, in my opinion, transformed my life, changed my life, because at that point we were making several dollars a day. That transformed into several $100s a day. And then each one of the articles that we kept putting out after that was doing better and better and better. It got nuts to where I was able to quit my job, that corporate job that I, didn't love necessarily at the time, but went full time with it. And, things were going really well for a period of time until the personally disaster struck for me. Google rolled out this update. And if you don't know anything about this, Google basically has a brain, tells, the search results, like where to rank websites. I'll spare you the details. We got lumped in that update. And what was like, we were churning at that point, making hundreds and hundreds of dollars a day, which for us was great, to basically nothing overnight. Woke up one day and we're like, wait, something must be up with the analytics here on our website because it's all gone. We were like, our website's toast. I don't know how to get it back. So we tried a whole bunch of different things. Finally, we were like, all right, we've pretty much run out of options. I can either go get another job or try something else. I don't know. Anyway, we decided to create our own lawn care business based in Nashville. And it was slow going at first, but honestly, we started to take off a little bit in my neighborhood. And that was pretty good, but it reached a plateau at a period of time where I started to get desperate for growth and started taking on some jobs that I probably wouldn't normally do. Ones that for me were a little risky. And that's probably where you saw from the intro where, I almost had a mower come over top of me. And it was out of desperation that I took that Mount Everest of a job. There was super steep slope and, about got squished like a bug. In that moment, I after my life flashed before my eyes, I thought, I'm not going to do this anymore. This is not sustainable just to take everything that comes my way. So I was like, I got to figure out a way to grow my business and be able to cherry pick the stuff that I want to do. Honestly, I was like so bitter at Google. I was like, I'm going to do something service, industry related and just rely on word of mouth. Well, that can only really take you so far. And I kind of just had a moment where I was like, maybe I should try something else to build my business. And I was still thinking lawn care business at the time and still really am. But through that desperation, fear and all that stuff led me to these 3 different tools that regardless of what you do, if you use these 3 different things, I'm confident that you can turn a silly skill of yours into a really legitimate business. Some of these you might know, some of them you might not know. But anyway, let me know your feedback on these because I'm really interested in what you guys might think about. So at the very beginning of my lawn care business, I was doing basically everything on Google Sheets or just like my phone. The Notes app of my phone was a disaster. And just figuring out, how to invoice people. Am I going to use like Venmo? Like, how are people going to pay me? Anyway, I stumbled upon this tool really through a friend, but it was called Jobber. It's this like website and app. It's a super handy tool for small businesses. Service really related, like lawn care, cleaning, HVAC, things like that, where you're providing a service. It really helps me stay organized and manage everything in one place. I don't like having to have 50 million different apps for different things. So I can schedule my jobs, send invoices, create quotes, track time, the whole 9 yards within Jobber. Super easy. Honestly, I'll probably save about, 3 hours a week maybe on like back end sort of work just because I'm using Jobber. It's awesome. There's an app, like I said, and then there's also a desktop version. I kind of like the desktop version, but the app lets you be a little bit more nimble too. So if you have any aspiration to get into the service industry, or if you already are and are just like kind of handling it on your own, Jobber is sick. Give it a shot. I think you can even try it for free. I don't know. They're not telling me to say this or anything. I've not talked to anybody with Jobber about this, so this is just my honest feedback. I really like the thing. I've recommended it to a lot of my friends. Okay, so now that Jobber opened up all that back-end work, you know, the stuff that was like invoicing and, you know, scheduling and all that stuff, like I had a lot more free time to take on more work, but I did a lot of door-to-door knocking, trying to drum up business on my street. And I'll be honest, that's not an area of expertise of mine. So I was looking for something that was a little bit more hands-off, that kind of the stuff could come to me. I originally started with Angie's List, or on my end, it's called Angie's Leads. And if you've ever put anything on Angie's List, my goodness, it's like debt collectors or something. You're like, all right, dude, I've already got somebody doing it, and you continue getting calls for like 6 months. Like one time I needed a gutter fixed in my house, and I put in a request on Angie's List for somebody to come out and do it. No joke, I was getting calls for 6 months about that thing. It was unreal. Same deal goes if you're, you know, trying to build your business. You get all sorts of stuff that you have to pay for, which doesn't make, regardless of whether or not you get the job. I'm like, wait, hold on a second. I had to pay $20 for you to send me an old lead on a job that was like completed 3 months ago. It's ridiculous, honestly. And you got to pay for it. It's like, what in the world? So at this point, I pretty much avoid Angie's List like the dang plague, honestly. But an app that I have found that I really like that operates similarly to Angie's List, but it's better in my opinion in a few different ways, is called MyHome on the customer side. So if you want to put in a request to have a job completed at your house, whatever it is, you can download the app MyHome and plug in the details of the job. It's so much easier than Angie's List because it's not asking you for all this personal information and everything like that. All the communication done with you and the service provider is done through the app. So they're not calling you at all, you know, absurd hours of the night talking to you about jobs. But on the service provider side, my side, maybe your side, it's called MyHome Pro. So you download that app, you get vetted by MyHome, and only vetted people are on the app. So then but the key thing for the service provider is you're not charged like you are with Angie's List. Like for some reason I would have to pay like to get to, like I was saying earlier, to just be notified of a job. Well, that's absurd. This one you don't have to pay anything. The customer pays just a small fee of 3% or something like that. And so the fees are way lower on this one, and all communication's done through the app, and all the service providers are vetted, unlike the dang wild west of Angie's List. I can manage my company's hours. I can manage everything about my business within the app, and, you know, link to my different socials, my YouTube channel, if people want to see that, and then a website. If I have a website about my business, which hang on, because there's a really easy way to create a website that I'm going to talk about later. So that's been a great way for me personally to add business. That was like, you know, there was no risk for me. So check that app out if you're interested. If you already have business, or if you want to drum something up, it's super easy. It took me like no time at all to get registered and on board with that. So through Jobber, I was able to communicate more effectively with my clients, be a little bit more professional in my invoicing, and just save a whole bunch of time. Through MyHome Pro, I had a better flow of incoming work that I was able to approve or deny, and it didn't cost me anything. And then third and finally, the people that I were getting work on, I was doing this, you know, a lot of really good stuff, but I had no way of showcasing that to potential customers. So in my experience with Google too, I knew how big of an ocean the website is. I know, like, you know, somebody might not put something in MyHome Pro. They might just go to Google and type in a landscaping professional in Nashville. Just any skill that you might have. People Google service providers a lot, so I knew I needed a website. And with that, surprisingly, I actually know nothing about coding and creating a website myself. That's all stuff that we had outsourced. We used different platforms to create stuff, but it was a massive headache. Took a long time for us to figure out how to actually make that website in the beginning. And that brings me to my third and probably most favorite tool on here, and that's Durable. Durable, you can create a website on anything. Remember earlier in the video when I said, think about a skill and type it in the section? Well, after this video and after I talk about Durable, I'm going to challenge you to go to Durable, and you can do this for free. Put in that skill that you're good at, skill or skills, and just put it in there. It's going to ask you for a little bit of information, not much. In 30 seconds, you're going to have an entire website for your skill that you can turn into a business. But I'm going to go through some of the main things that I like about Durable from my experience. I'm going to walk you through how I created a website on there. Again, it takes 30 seconds. But I'm going to talk to you about some of the nuances as well to creating the website that I think are just like good to knows. And then just some of the benefits that I've seen through using Durable. All right, so I'm going to show y'all right here. Durable Website Builder. Boom. All right, I'm going to show you just how easy this is and how quick it is. And this applies to anybody. Any kind of skill that you have that you just want to make a little bit more money on, or you want to build a website for, you've been working, you know, just through word of mouth, you want to maybe increase your business a little bit. I'm going to show you how easy this is. It doesn't matter. Maybe you're like HVAC repairman or a cookie maker, or you make sourdough loaves. That's a huge thing in my neighborhood for some reason. I tell my wife all the time, she's such a good painter and she's such a good cook that I'm like, why don't you just like turn this into a little bit of side gig? And she's like, well, I don't have a website. It takes so much work and yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, okay, watch this. I'm going to do one for TLR, Premier Lawn Care, just to show you. Nashville, TLR, Premier Lawn Care. I don't know if it's one word or two. It doesn't really matter. Generate website. Boom. Let's go. Website is ready. 30 seconds. Here it is. Bone stock. This is how it comes. I mean, to me, that looks like a legitimate website. You can go through here and customize everything if you want to. I mean, they even made a logo for me. That's pretty sick. For me, like I like the color scheme, honestly. Maybe would have gone with a little bit more of a green, but I can change all that. Look at this customize button up here. Colors. Whatever I want to change it to. So maybe I click recommended. I don't know. Boom. Change it to green. Don't really love that. Let's go. Dark. I don't know what it was. Right there. Boom. Hey, that looks good. So I can change that. That's like really basic. But you can change like even the buttons, the way the buttons look, the font. You can change all this text if you want to. You can get it to just regenerate it for you. Maybe you didn't like the way that was worded. Or maybe you don't like that picture because it looks like a cheap mower. Whatever. Regenerate. Hey, that's pretty good. Maybe you want to add some commercial accounts, or you want to start doing sports fields too. Or, you know, you can change out this picture, or you can put your own picture in there. You can replace it if you want, if you have pictures of like past work, things like that. You can change all of that, like I'm saying. So there's tons and tons of options here. What I really, really like about Durable, I'm trying to build my business, right? I'm trying to add more clients. Well, check this out. So I'm going to edit this header. You can put this anywhere, honestly, but add a button, all right? Book now. I'm going to get this to take it directly to my jobber page. So if I want them to, you know, just be able to book immediately with my jobber page, that's where, you know, I handle most of my customer relationship management type stuff in Jobber. Watch this. So boom, right here, that's the link to my Jobber like client page or whatever. I could get it to open in a new tab. Maybe I don't want them to leave this website. I just want it to pop over to another one. If I want to do it that way, I'm just going to toggle that off, but done. So now there's a button up here that says book now. Click that button and it takes them to that link. I'm in preview mode, so I'm not going to do it right now, but it works. And then you go here, you can say like, maybe you don't want them to book, and maybe you want them to like, hey, I'd like a little bit more information before I, you know, we do this here. Email me. You can put your email address right there. TLR Premier Lawn Care at gmail.com. Now, when they book that, click that button, it'll auto generate an email. Like it'll open up whatever email service that they use and create an email for them. I mean, they obviously have to type in the text, but super easy. And it's all about reducing that friction, which is great. So like friction in reducing, like to build a website like this from scratch, you would need to know all sorts of code and everything like that. or hire a website developer, which would cost you a lot of money. This does it for you in 30 seconds. You can add different pages if you want to up here. I'll have to save this, but you can get it like maybe you want your homepage to be as seamless, basically bare bones as possible, not to overwhelm people. Well, you can pull all this other stuff like testimonials, services provided. You can create a different page for that. So like this one looks like just like an intro page. You can also put like a blog on here too. That all that does is it's like AI generated, and it helps basically Google. It provides legitimacy to your website to Google if you've got blogs and things like that. So all of that is possible on this durable website. It's honestly super sick. I'm saving the changes that I made right now. That's why this thing's spinning. All this stuff will link to, like if I click more info and I've got another page on here, I can get it to link to that other page. It's all really easy, really intuitive. I don't need this any more pictures of mowers right here. Greenworks, or no, that's a Ego. Pretty good mower if you're looking for one, by the way. See even more pictures of mowers. Maybe I'll leave some of that. And then here's the testimonial page like I was talking about. It created an about us for me. Awesome. Pricing table. This is one, maybe I move to another page, but I can edit the price on here. I can, do all of this. Like this would take a website developer a lot of time to do. Does it basically, like you could make a website before your coffee's done brewing, which is nuts to me. I love this. There's so much functionality here. I think that's a legitimate website right there. I'll be danged. I have a website. It's not all word of mouth now. So if I publish this, it's like $12 a month maybe. It'll create the website for you for free, but then to make it like go live on Google, you have to publish it. It's $12 bucks a month. I mean, come on. I should get more than $12 a month in business through this. And it has some back-end stuff where it optimizes your content on here so that it ranks better on Google. So there's some search engine optimization elements in the AI, software that they built to build these websites. Super cool. Takes a lot of the headache out of building a business, and particularly building a website for your business. If you're interested, like I said earlier, I was talking about that skill. I challenge you to go to Durable after this. You can do it for free. Put in that skill that you typed in, you commented in at the beginning of this video. Put it in here and have it build a website for you. Create a goofy name and see if you're not impressed. I guarantee you'll be impressed. Love this. So that in a nutshell is basically how AI nearly killed me, destroyed almost one of my businesses, but how I've used it to then create another business just like that, really easy. These 3 tools I would definitely recommend if you want to make cookies for your neighborhood or your city, or you want to make brownies, I don't know, like anything. You could be like, you know what, I am really good at cleaning my car. You could create a mobile detailing service, create a website through that, have a way to invoice your clients, have a way to have inbound work. All 3 of those, that's like the main part of a business right there that you can do like basically overnight. Super easy stuff. So guys, thanks for checking out this week's video. Until next time, keep cutting. We'll see y'all again. Peace.